This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
From the remnants of Jeddah City comes a broadcast that will shake the Empire to its core. Rogue One Radio will discuss all things Star Wars and all things in the nerd culture, in and out of the galaxy far, far away.
Hey everybody, it is another episode of Rogue One Radio. How's it going out there? I am Steve, one part of your host team. DJ still on sabbatical, but with me, of course, is Nicole. And joining us tonight is Dragon Buddy.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going. We're here. More Andor.
Yes. More Andor. And that's coming to a close, sadly.
Yes.
But so who we got in the chat so far? We've got Scott, and we've got Kim, and we've got Blake. So welcome all to the chat room. I'm sure this will be filling up as usual. So we are on episode 109, and today we will be talking about Andor number 11, Daughter of Ferrix.
You know, I just realized that next week we'll be doing the finale on our 110th episode.
Yes, we will.
Very fitting, I think. Very fitting.
Very fitting.
Definitely.
So let's get things kicked off with a little tunage.
Yes.
Yes.
Kicking things off is going to be a band out of San Francisco called Mutt. And they just put out an album on October 14th called Bad to the Bone via Quiet Panic Records. And the song we're going to be playing from them is High With You. So here you go.
Nice.
Interesting. Hey.
Nice.
All
Steve,
right. That
Steve?
was Mutt. Yes.
Steve, that was not bluegrass. I'm sorry to tell you that. That is
You thought it was serious?
no, I did not. But I can only dream. I mean, I do like.
Yeah, you've been on here long enough to know that's not going to happen. You're not going to hear that kind of music out of me.
I had to give you a little bit of a hard time.
Let's see who we got. A couple more people jumped in the chat room. R2, the Icky is in the chat room. AR2 and Lunar Girl. Dragon Buddy, I think you know her.
I think he does too.
You do.
I think you do.
Pretty sure.
She doesn't live too far away from me.
Yeah,
pretty close.
So welcome everybody. And yeah, R2 said country music sounds a lot different these days.
There's different genres in country, R2.
Yes.
Anytime you want to talk about it, I'm sure Scott and Kim and I will gladly assist you with that. We're both into it. We're all three into it.
Yes. So if you want to talk that genre of music, you're going to need to talk to somebody else.
Right.
Let's see. We got a couple more people that jumped in. Ubaldo T is in there. Welcome back. And Blake was in here earlier, but yeah. So Blake says he loves old country. So, Old country. So I'm assuming you like Johnny Cash or
yes,
Hank Williams or something like that. That's all good. That's all good. So did you notice, Nicole, that we are very, very close to 150?
Yes, I was actually just tweeting that right before we began, like right at that moment. I was tweeting that out,
and
because I'm hoping we can get there. I really would love.
I think we can. I think we can get there before the end of the year, for sure.
I hope in the next week. So please, everyone, if you're listening and following, please like and subscribe to our channel, and please tell your friends, and hopefully your friends will tell their friends, and so forth.
Right, and you all have no excuses not to do it.
Yeah, there is no excuse. And Isaac is in the chat. Hey, Isaac, he says, I'm here, glad to hear your voices. Oh, thank you. Good to see you in the chat again, Isaac. And there's Spencer. Spencer, you don't have D&D tonight?
So good to see Spencer.
So as I thought, it's starting to get a little crowded there in the chat room.
Yeah.
So, everybody, what have you been up to this week? I understand you didn't have work the last couple of days, so that's
I took a couple days off, so it was nice. Shut my phone off. Didn't answer it until well past it. I hope you figured it out by the time I sent you a text saying what kind of answer. And it was nice. It's nice. We did LG and I did Science Fictionary Coruscant Radio yesterday or Sunday. Okay. I lost track of my days. Talking Andor. And we're taking a little week off for the holidays at the Escape Pod. So no episode on Wednesday.
Very cool. So R2 is saying that we did hit. Oh, that must have happened very recently.
Yay!
Like within the last 5 minutes, because
congrats, man.
That's awesome. Man, we're at a party tonight. We got music still coming. So.
We got some music coming for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
What have you been up to, Nicole?
Well, I'm excited that Dragon Buddy's here. So work, because I'm happy he's here.
Work.
You know what? Other than I've been busy with work, of course, DB and I also did Red 5 Tavern this past week, and that was fun. And Red 5 Tavern returns on December the 2nd. Tom will be guest dungeon master, so make sure you check out the Red 5 Tavern for that. And then, also like DB, I also got to hang out with Marissa and Andrew after DB and Lunar Girl, and we were discussing Wakanda Forever. I mean, it was so much fun. Talking with them and hanging out. And of course, it was great to also hang out in their pod talking about Andor because it definitely kept my wheels spinning and excited for tonight to talk planets and locations and character developments. And so
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. How about you? How's your week been?
Not too bad. DJ is in the chat, by the way. And
DJ.
good to see him, and hopefully he will be. I think he said he'd be back in a couple weeks, so that'll be good. It'll be good. So you mentioned that you went and saw Black Panther. So have you seen that as well, Dragon Buddy?
I did. Yep. We went and saw that last week. We did our episode on Wakanda Forever.
That's right. Oh, that does remind me. So you are 1/3 of the host team over at ATSW, the Escape Pod. How's that been going?
Doing well. Yeah, we're like I said, taking a little break for the holiday. We're coming back. We've got some things in the works. We got I think there's a ladies' night coming again soon with LG and company.
There.
Yeah, that and Brady and I have been killing it on some Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
making some TikToks, running around terrorizing people. So good times.
I've never played. Do you guys play on PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Okay.
Xbox. It is a cross-platform. So
that's is it? Okay, that's what I'm on. I wonder if it's on Game Pass. I guess.
No, not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, no big deal. So last weekend, so I mentioned last week that I was supposed to go to Chicago for a show, but I did not make it because the roads got too nasty.
Yeah.
And but now they're fine. They're completely fine. They're like,
well, yeah, we're in what's called a tropical heat wave right now.
Yes,
it is.
So bummer that I didn't get to make that show, but it happens. Mother Nature. But this week, mostly just work. My son-in-law and I went and saw Black Panther last night, so that was number 3 for me.
I gotta go see it a third time, and I want to see it in 3D next time.
Yeah, you should. The second time I saw it was in 3D. So.
Oh my God, that's right. You did mention. Oh my gosh, I just want 3D. It's so awesome. I just know it.
Yeah, very cool. Other than that, no. I mean, we'll be doing Thanksgiving this weekend. Like I was saying before we went live, we're doing Thanksgiving Day here, and then we are taking a little trip over the weekend. So that'll be fun.
Safe travels.
That's fine.
Thank you. So where are we at now? Okay, so we are part of the Red 5 Network, which is a podcast network, and there are several podcasts on there. If you see the link underneath Nicole there scrolling, will be in our show notes. And you can find all the wonderful podcasts there. And I'm sure there's something out there for you. So go check that out.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And
ATSW Escape Pod.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. If you're into a drunken banter, the Escape Pod.
Yeah, I can see that. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and like and comment. Ring that bell so you don't miss any of the shows. But I do want to thank all of our new subscribers for getting us over that 150 mark.
Yes, thank you.
So you can find us there, and you can also find us where on social media.
Well, this is really cool because like last week there was this crazy thing that happened that everybody, okay, not everybody, but some people thought, oh my gosh, the earth was ending and Twitter was going to end. And lo and behold, guess what? We're still on social media. Woohoo!
Yeah, let it burn.
Yeah.
So you can find Rogue One Radio on Twitter, as well as Facebook and Instagram. And we cannot forget that, again, we are part of the Red 5 Network that is also on Twitter. and Instagram. And there, if you go to Twitter, you can find us on biolink/Rogue One Radio. And you can find that right through the Red 5 Twitter handle as well. But we cannot forget to thank our patrons because we love our patrons. They are wonderful. They are awesome. That's why we get to do little fun things that we kind of have planned coming up. And so I'm going to throw it back to Steve so we can give a huge thanks to our patrons.
Thank you, Nicole. So yes, we do have a Patreon if you would like to help support the podcast and help us keep the lights on. And these are the folks who are currently our patrons, and we do appreciate them. We have Dave, Kelly, and Chris.
Hey,
wait a minute. I know
guy.
one of those guys. And
He's
Don,
me.
and then Nicholas of the Backyard TARDIS, Scott and Kim of Used and Abused, and Amanda. So we do thank you all for your support and definitely appreciate it. So kind of going back to the social media thing that you're talking about, there was it was crazy how many people started jumping ship.
I was just like, are y'all nuts? Like,
Yeah.
nobody puts out 44 without knowing what they're doing and what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they know business.
Right.
So I'm like,
So
okay. So I just went, well,
yeah.
I didn't waste my energy on it. I honestly actually felt like it was kind of funny to watch. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but for all of those who were jumping ship and are concerned about how it's going and all that thing, there are these wonderful little tools called mute and block.
Yes.
It's crazy how they work.
So it is really easy to make them work. And if there's something on there that you don't want to see, those are what those tools are for.
Right. You have control of things.
Yes, you can control your experience. You can actually see, I know this is crazy, only what you want to see.
But you want to see Rogue One Radio, so make sure those notifications are.
Don't ever mute or block those. Yeah, no,
right.
No.
Or the ATSW Escape Pod and the Red.
Of course not. Anything with Red 5. Yeah. Don't
everybody else block.
Yeah, everybody else you can block. I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah. Do we have any announcements this week, Nicole? I don't think we do.
Well, I know that we're kind of reshifting some things around here in the next few weeks, but other than that.
Yeah. I mean, we are coming to the end of our Andor series, which is kind of sad.
It's exciting because I'm so excited for what's in 2 weeks, which is with somebody who lives near DB. So I'm actually very excited. So actually for me, I'm not going to be completely sad because I'm going to be, I'm so hyped up already. And there's plans in the background going on. I just can't wait. I'm just like,
I got to remember to watch that again.
Are you serious? I've seen it 4 or 5 times.
I've only done one watch through.
Three in one weekend.
No, just one for me.
Nice, I did too.
And then after that is over, we're gonna have a holiday special.
Yes,
title to be determined.
Yeah, this is things up a little bit.
And topic to be determined.
Night up.
It's Surprise. Night of, actually.
Night of.
Yes. We are actually going to pick our topic that night.
Live.
On the show.
Sweet.
It'll make more sense when we get there. So that's 3 weeks away. After that, we actually have no plans. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do.
But one of those is not going to fall until about January. And so we got plans.
Yeah, we have plans. We just don't have any solid dates yet. There might be a week taken off there, maybe at least once. Maybe.
To be determined.
We'll see. Hey, speaking of Nicholas, there he is in the chat room. Hey, how's it going? Definitely block that weirdo with a TARDIS in his backyard. Oh, come on, Nick.
Really?
No.
Okay, I'm blocking him. He told me to do it.
Okay, he told me to block him. All right. All right. So what do we have next on the music?
I think
we do
we have
have some more music.
because we're going to celebrate 150th subscriber. Woo!
Yeah. So this comes from a band called Rough Dreams, and they put out a single back in June that I just never got around to playing on the show. So now's as good a time as any.
Yep.
So Rough Dreams is from Knoxville, Tennessee. And that, like I said, we put the single out. They put the single out in June, and the name of the song is Band Space Floor. Enjoy.
Nice.
All right, rock out.
I've got 2 tickets for tonight. Cause it's your friends and catch a ride. Hey, what's the problem? You're not like hanging out with me. Right on, I'm glad you changed your mind. When I'm with you, I feel alive. Lost in your eyes. I've been feeling dead all fucking week. Come watch me piss it all away. Another month's ran up in flames. I love the way you don't complain when every night is the same. Face down on the bed space floor, trying to figure out if I care anymore. I'm always backing out at all the shows and keep forgetting how these lyrics go. And I is something that I must confess. A lot of time I said I did my best, and there's no reason for these things I do. I'm just in love with the life and caught up in the line with you. I'm like a junkie for your love, a half-hearted faith. Let's kick the drug that's driving honest. Yeah, who am I kidding? I'm a lush, nothing with me. Hey, here's the one who took a chance, did what they loved and lived the lifestyle. Too bad this doesn't pay the rent. You see those cuts spilled on the stage. They're from a broken heart cliche. Who's selling the best part of them but never gets fucking paid. Yeah, I wake up face down on the bed space floor, trying to figure out if I care anymore. I'm always blacking out at all the shows and keep forgetting how these lyrics go. And now it's something that I must confess. I love the time I said I did my best, and there's no reason for these things I do. I'm just in love with the life and caught up in the lie with you.
All right. Band Space
That's a good
Floor by Rough Dreams. Yeah, those guys are good. The singer is also the bass player of a band called Wolves and Wolves and Wolves and Wolves. That's actually the name of the
A
band.
lot of wolves.
And yeah, a little wolves. I think we've played them on here before, but yeah, a band that I was in a while back actually opened for them once, and that's how I met
Cool.
Jake, who is
Cool.
like I said, the bass player of that band, but he's the singer and guitar player for this band. So
That's fantastic.
good
Nice.
stuff. Nicholas said, "This feels very 2002."
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
But
Tina has jumped in the chat room.
Yay!
So, Tina. All right. Well, you know what time it is now. It is time for Rogue One Radio's picks of the week. You don't necessarily, you're not obligated to participate in this, Dragon Buddy, since you're the guest.
Okay.
But if you do have a recommendation, just something that you have read or watched this week that you think our listeners should watch or read or listen to. I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Nicole, you got something?
What? My
You
turn?
got something? Yeah.
I got a lot of
He's not ready yet.
something. I think
A
I don't know if I
lot?
shared, no, I don't think I shared these last week. Did I?
I don't know. What did you share? What are you trying to share?
Comic
I'll remember if you tell me.
thrifting, comic books, thrifting.
You did not share any Fantastic Four comic books.
Okay, so and very important. I've talked about this before. Be kind, thrift. Shop at thrift stores. They're really good. And once in a while, you'll get really cool things like Deadpool. That's like on DB's hat right now. I got like that. I mean, I got another set too. Look at that. That really looks like a hat
Does
right
that
now.
say Funeral of Freak?
Yeah, it says yes, Deadpool funeral for Freak.
Okay.
That's right, man. Okay, so I got very lucky again going through one of my local local thrift stores. They had a lot of really cool. So this is what I've been reading through the past week. I did a series with the Fantastic Four. I was able to find a series with the Amazing Spider-Man, and of course, I had to have Deadpool. Had to. I mean, like, hello, and more Spider-Man. These are not in order. They must. Oh, this is neat. Okay. I did not know this was a comic book, so I was so excited and I had to have it. It is Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Nice.
That was a really cool. I think it's a pretty cool crossover. Back to the Fantastic Four. Again, I got a haul, y'all. Okay. A haul. And because we know more Fantastic Four is coming, I'm prepping. I'm preparing. I even got me some more DC because technically Harley and Ivy was DC. So I got me some Batman and some Dark Knight. So yeah, and again, very importantly. So this is actually what I've been reading.
So that Betty and Veronica thing, I think that's the one that was written by Paul Dini.
Let me go back. I gotta go see.
D-I-N-I. He's written a lot of a lot of Batman and Superman stuff.
Yeah, this is the writers is Dini. I can't pronounce it, Dini. And then there is Andrew Yoko, Braga, and Perez something else.
Okay.
And technically here it's underneath DC, but and also Archie Comics. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Very
So
cool. Very cool.
okay, so I'm learning a lot about this. This is actually number 3 of 6. So guess who's going to be looking for the other 5? Me, right here. So, right here, we'll be looking for the other 5. They wasn't included. It wasn't in the stack. I would assume if somebody was going thrifting, sorry, is thrifting, that they would try to put it into the series. Sorry, I actually had some yummy. Okay, I got a snack recommendation, but it's now currently. And I had these while we were listening to music, so now it would explain all my coughing. But I will share. Snack recommendation. Yes, I'm doing a part 2. Chili roasted pistachios. And the chili just like went, hi, I'm still here. Really?
Alrighty. Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those in there.
Y'all are lucky. You get a snack recommendation and comic book recommendations.
There you go. There you go.
Just don't eat them while potting.
Well, obviously. Well, yeah, that's
All right. Well, you got anything, DB?
Really not much.
Okay. I mean,
It was my work week, so I
yeah.
technically didn't get a day off until this coming weekend, but I took 2 vacation days. So I was doing my best impression of a rock. So
Okay.
I haven't really done much of anything this past week or so.
I don't know, DB. I think I spy a recommendation. You want to know how? You
How's
took vacation days. And you got to do that sometimes to take care of yourself.
You recommend
Okay,
vacation.
it's
There
true.
you go.
I recommend taking a day off. Shut your phone off, even. Like,
Yeah.
Recommend Modern Warfare 2.
What'd you
so
say?
pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain. She does make a point, though. Modern Warfare 2, I recommend.
Okay.
I was a Call of Duty fan, and then I became bitter towards Call of Duty. And this one, I've been having fun again for the first time since the original Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
So which Modern Warfare are you playing? Because aren't there more?
The
than
newest one is Modern Warfare 2. It's the 2022 version of Modern Warfare 2. They kind of rebooted the Modern Warfare series.
Okay.
So this one is number 2.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I actually have not played any of these.
It's fun.
So how old is this game, Modern Warfare 2? Isn't it?
Only a few weeks. Only this one. It's only been out for a couple weeks now. So
that's weird.
Like I said, rebooted of the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
That came
I'm
out.
trying to find a link for it. So yeah, I'm trying to find a link to it. Oh, there it is. I found it. There it is. Happy Wikipedia.
When we have a chance, I want to address Isaac's question.
Oh, I've been staying clear of the chat for a bit.
Right. Well, I went and saw it, and I know exactly what he was talking about. So, Isaac, I was saying about a party is because we got to 150, and I knew with the song that we'd have a party. That's where the party came from.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. No, not a watch party.
Yeah, not a watch party. But a party here. This does just because. Why not?
Okay. So my recommendation. So there was a movie that I watched Saturday. I found it on Amazon Prime, and my expectations of it were pretty low, just because. So okay, it's a movie. It's a superhero movie, sort of, that stars Sylvester Stallone, and it's called Samaritan.
Okay, so that's on my watch list to watch.
Okay, so it's a superhero movie, sort of.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so I had kind of low expectations of it, but the trailer, I was like, this might be worth watching. Nothing else out there. It was surprisingly good. Cool. It was much better than I expected it to be. It had now, so Sylvester Stallone was the only actor that I knew from the film. There's also an actor who doesn't play a big part in it, but he has a few scenes and some speaking parts. I don't know the actor's name, but he was in the Spider-Man franchise, the MCU version, as Flash Thompson.
Oh, cool!
The little kid that plays. I guess he's not really a little kid, but yeah, he was in it, so I recognized him. But other than that, I didn't really recognize anybody from the movie.
On my watch list, so I should watch it sometime this week.
Yeah, it's definitely worth one viewing, and it's on. I'm pretty sure that it's only on Amazon Prime.
Yes, I think it's an original.
Yeah, so it was good. I liked it, and that is my recommendation for the week.
Maybe that's just what I needed, like an extra kick to get. Yeah.
You've got a kick in your mouth, huh? Are those pretty spicy? What's that?
All right. I'm waiting for a kitty to jump out at you now. It's like one of my favorite games. So yeah, I don't see a kitty, but I just know that it might happen.
And I've got two of them sitting right behind me in the chair behind the curtain. So it could happen. I don't know where Earl is, though. He's usually the one that likes to photo bomb. All righty. So we have our third and final music break of the evening. Nice. This one is from another band from Tennessee. Interesting. This is from Nashville, Tennessee. The name of the band is Flight Attendant, and they just put out a self-titled album at the very end of September via Moraine Records. And the song we are going to play for you is called Dogs. So here you go.
All right, party.
Awesome.
Walking down some dotted lines, everything I do is never just okay. I'd say it's fine, send me off into the air. I'm trying to touch the sky. No, I'll try, but I'm alright. Alright, darling, we'll lay our heads down soon. And I'm alright, baby, as long as I'm dreaming with you. And keep on coming just a little farther. I'ma keep my head above the water. Keep on living just a little longer. I'ma keep my head above the water. Dreamt last night that I could jump so high I learned to fly. Then I got scared and I started to fall back down. But it was alright, I'm alright. We'll lay our heads down soon. And I'm alright, I'll be alright. As long as I'm dreaming about you. Keep on coming just a little farther. I'ma keep my head above the water. Keep on living just a little longer. I'ma keep my head above the water. Head above the water. Head above the water. And I can't hold much more. I'm good, but I'll try. I'll try. I'll try. I'll try. Won't you catch me now? Won't you catch me now? Won't you catch me now? Won't you catch
All right.
That was a good track.
Yeah, good stuff. Dogs by Flight Attendant. And Hector has jumped into the chat. So welcome back, Hector. Good to see you here. And Nicole, where'd you go? Are you with us? Alrighty.
Nope.
So, yeah, she's out there somewhere. Okay, so
He's out there.
it is time for the main event. We are going to talk about. That's a very nice coffee mug. We're
I know,
gonna
look who it is.
some. Yes, it's Wichita.
Nice.
My friend
we're-
Polly might have given it to me.
Cool. So we're going to talk some Andor.
Yes.
And tonight we're going to be talking about episode 11,
Heck yeah.
Daughter of Ferrix.
Good
Starting
episode.
things off here. Yeah, it was a good episode.
Mhm.
So let's just jump in and talk overall impressions of the episode itself. And we will start with our guest. So, DB, what did you think of the episode itself?
I would say for an episode that didn't have, I mean, there was a little action at the end of it with Luthen, but for an episode that really didn't have much action, it flew right past. I mean, it did not feel like it was 40 some minutes long. It was over so quick. A lot of storylines that are all kind of culminating into, we're going back to Ferrix, where we kind of began the adventure with Cassian and the crew. So yeah, it's a lot of things going on, a lot of pieces. that we're all seeing kind of come together. So
A lot of pieces.
definitely a good episode.
Definitely. Nicole?
All right. I agree with DB. I didn't feel like 40 minutes, man. It flew for me. Now, I mentioned last week that I was hoping that we would have quadruplets because the last two were so good. I can't pick between them. This so did I was like, no, it was like it was good, but I'm like it's like it's leveling in there. You know what I mean for me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a ranker. I have Steve and DJ. No, I'm horrible at ranking things. Mostly, not well. Sometimes depends, I guess, on what it is. But this, I was just like, it's like so close. But at the same time, it was understandably so because I feel like, actually, this is perfect. Isaac mentioned in the chat something about going hiking. You'll understand that. You're getting there, right? You got to go through the peaks and you got to go through the valleys. You got to go, you know what I mean, and get those different steps. And you can't be on the mountain yet. We're not there yet. We're not to that top, not to that mountain peak yet. We're getting there. And so I feel like it was like a little bit of a step down, but at the same time, not all at the same time. So, but it was really good at the same time. I hope you all enjoyed my idea for hiking. Thank you, Isaac, for that idea. What did you think of Andor?
And
sad.
It was
and sad. Also, I have to add, was sad. Although it was really good, it was sad.
There were definitely some emotional moments. I agree with both of you that I think it went by way too quick. I don't think it didn't feel like it was rushed. It just felt short.
Right.
And there was a lot going on, and there was not, as DB mentioned, a lot of action. But the action that we did get, holy cow. Like
exactly.
Is that the first space battle we got in Andor?
Say your question one time.
Was that the first space battle we had in the show?
Yes.
I think so. It was marvelous.
It
was my God, that was great.
Awesome.
Loved it.
That ship is going to go down in history as one of the greats.
One of the greats, absolutely. I've been saying it since we saw it that I love the Fondor. I just like the different design that it had, but still having like a Millennium Falcon-ish cockpit. And ever since it came out, it keeps getting better.
We got it. I mean, it was a really cool ship, and then we saw what it could actually do. Like,
whole another level.
And I think I've been wanting to see more of the Condor to be like, yes, I love this ship. And I think this episode delivered on that because seeing that scene just got me all excited. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Now can I get it in Legos? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. I need a model by Bandai and I need Lego sets.
Exactly. Well, and it's like, I love Razor Crest until they killed it, jerks. But it was so pretty. But at the beginning, it was like, okay, I see it, but I wasn't fully feeling it. Now I'm like, boom. It was like they were saving it. And I just had to be patient.
It was, it's really cool.
Like Christmas, I just patient. It'll come. Wait.
We got to see another cool ship in this episode that it isn't quite as cool as the Fondor, but we have seen it in Star Wars before. And I'm referring to the Quad Jumper.
Right.
So, do you recall where we have seen that before?
Sitting on the planet with Rey there.
On Jakku, yes.
Jakku, yes.
The Quad Jumper was the ship that they were going to go.
They almost escaped in it.
Yeah. They tried to escape in that because the other one was junk.
Right.
Or garbage. It was garbage.
Wait a minute. Hold your guys' horses. We gotta talk about this. Yes, I'm doing something I have not done in a while. Feel free to put up the rabbit. I don't care.
She's going.
What if what we saw at Jakku is the same one that was in the series. What if that's the connection?
I mean,
Imagine
Yes,
just
it's possible.
it's possible, but that was a widely manufactured style of ship.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's possible. Not saying it is. I'm just saying it's a possible.
It's possible. Although doubtful. There were a lot of them because the one in Force Awakens, I was reading about it somewhere. That's not the only appearance that it has had, and I can't. Oh, it was in The Mandalorian as well.
Mm.
Okay.
It was in the shipyard at Navarro.
Man, if ships just can tell us stories, could you imagine?
I know, really. I can imagine the stories that the Fondor is going to tell.
Right.
Pretty amazing. So, yeah. So overall, really great episode. And what do we got, Blake?
I was going to get to that
what
too.
about
Was
the Arrestor Star Cruiser?
the Arrestor class?
Okay.
Yep.
I'm assuming, is he referring to the baby Star
The
Destroyer?
Imperial ship. It was a Cantwell class Arrestor cruiser.
Yeah.
It was one of those that had been drawn up. It was in Solo. We got to see the design of it, and now we see it in action. So
yeah, we see it get its dish blown up.
Yeah, the Fondor's countermeasures not so good.
Countermeasures, yeah. Countermeasures were cool, and then those lasers were pretty fantastic.
Yes.
Got to see the TIE fighters again. That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would definitely include the Fondor like in the our locations, even though it was just a ship. Technically, it was a vehicle, but I think it still would be classified in our locations because it was something we got to see more that we did.
We did get to see more.
His change to a new Luther's change to a new character comes in the ship. You've got the droid that runs the ship, the integrated droid. Definitely a cool place to be.
Right?
Yes,
I miss you.
We need it.
Yes.
I mean, Black Friday's still coming, and Christmas is still coming.
It could happen. So, speaking of locations, yes, the Fondor could be considered a location. We didn't really get any new locations except for like a different part of Narkina.
Right.
The prison planet or moon or whatever it is. We did get to see.
That was interesting, though. Oh, yeah, that was an interesting scene.
It was an interesting scene, and we're going to talk more about that when we get to characters as well.
Yes, I can't wait. I hope you have pictures of those too, because I've meant to send you some.
Of course I do. Of course I have pictures. I do have a lot of characters to talk about. Some are like not really new, but I want to talk about them anyway.
Okay. Well, do we want the characters since the one area kind of connects with the characters anyways?
Well, we could. So let's start with some new characters that we got in this episode. And I don't remember their names, but here's one that's looks like he's got a butt hanging out of his shirt.
Are you sure that's a scuttlebutt? Because you never know; those could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I
having there? You know,
can tell.
Droopy.
And then this guy.
Oh my gosh! Look at his hand, y'all. Yeah. Look at his hand.
Very cool. So these guys, I mean, they were pretty cool. They've got, they captured Andor and Minchi. Or is it Melshi? Is it Melshi or Minchi?
Melshi.
And so and then let him go when they find out they're not part of the Empire. But that was a really cool scene. What do you think of that, Nicole? Looks like you're chomping at the bit to talk about it.
Oh my God, I love that scene. One, because the haters out there, and yes, there is a few of you out there, and that's okay. But no aliens, no aliens. It's like, we're still coming back from things and we're getting there. We're getting there. And then we got these two. And I'm like, yes, I love them both. And they had purpose. And they actually also made a very good, important point as well. It connected it to another thing in Andor. These two aliens were very incredible. In fact, I love his hand. The one hand is in metal and stuff. And when they caught him in the net, or caught him and she in the net, they had brought up a very good point about how the Empire is treating them, in regards to, well, yeah, they did the prison, but then they ruined our fish and da-da-da-da. And then they were kind of going back and forth, do we keep them? Do we get rid of them? And, they could have, and they made, I felt like, the better decision of the two. But going back to something that connects with Andor, and that is, he said they were captured by the net, right? That slimy looking net, by the way, very slimy looking.
Yeah.
And it made me think about it back to Ferrix and Deidre. And she goes, I got you in my net.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, the connection. And I love that because it's like poetry to me. I love when things connect like that. And I think in a way, by letting them out of the net, it has helped. And not only the Empire, but I mean, not for the Empire, but for the rebellion that's coming. And I feel like that, I don't know if we'll see these two again. I would love to see these two again because I feel like they would be really cool, like, to help fight the rebellion. I think it would be really cool just to have them even there and, in the scenes, like in, as the background people, just because I think that is what we need, we need more to fight the rebellion, and I'm so excited they made the right decision. So,
yeah.
Man, I got you in my nets. Oh, I love it. And then they love it. Oh.
Yeah.
They're like, caught you in my booger net.
Oh gosh,
yeah, couple neat characters. A couple neat characters, and you get that little bit of snippet of what they're saying is how the discontent for the Empire, they ruin everything. They ruin the fish, they ruin the planet, they ruin the water. So you have that feeling from the aliens you're getting on what the Empire is to them.
Right. This is when we need DJ because he's our Empire. He is our dark. I would love to. Right. I'm gonna have to ask him
just there. Keep the galaxy safe.
Man, I hope we do see them again, though. What about you, Steve? What did you think of these two cool alien dudes?
I mean, very, very interesting that we got these this alien species that we've never really seen before.
Which is another thing I think is really creative, is that they give us something new.
Yeah.
We all talk about wanting new, and we get it, and it's like, I think it's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that they're giving us something that we've not seen before, because when you really think about it, I mean, it's a very large galaxy, and the idea that we have seen every alien that's out there is kind of, I mean, it's kind of preposterous. I mean, there you got to imagine there's plenty of other other alien species that we most likely have not seen, but yeah, this is really cool. I really liked the scene. I liked how, like you guys were saying, with their just talking about typical government repercussions, and destroying, the environment and whatnot. But yeah, so I don't think we'll see these guys again. I think this was a one-off. But I think it's a good sign of things to come in the future. And another, on top of that, I mean, it's just a good indication of how well done the show is. Because they're introducing like we said, they're introducing things we haven't seen before, and they're really putting together, like, the people that have put this show together have really done a really good job.
Mm-hmm. To Blake's question, they were fishing, and they had like an equipment thing there that they quickly like used, which was so cool because
yeah,
the net just went out. I was like, whoa, where'd that come? It was just so cool to me. I love that scene.
And the net is made of boogers. Yes.
But remember they did say something that something to the effect of fishing on land is becoming better,
right?
Better for them.
Yeah, basically better than the water because of everything.
Because there's nothing in the water, nothing in the water to catch. So the next character I'd like to talk about, he showed up a few times in this episode and has been in the show previously. I don't think we've actually talked about this character on the show before, but he kind of had, I wouldn't say an important role in this episode, but maybe an impactful role, if that makes any sense. And I am referring to this little guy right here.
Yay, droid! I love droid.
B2. So it was this was a droid that you couldn't help but realize that even droids in this galaxy can have emotion.
Yeah.
And he was really distraught that his owner was gone.
It was like if a very loyal, loving dog would be able to talk.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was there when she passed, and Kitty, and
take a moment away. She was crying at the door.
Is that Glinda?
Yes, it's Glinda.
Okay, it's Glinda.
And now she wants to, but she was crying at the door, and I just couldn't just like let her.
Well,
I had to,
as it were, you can't
open the door and.
But yeah, he was there. He was there when she passed, and he did not want to leave her side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was. He just made that part of the show a little bit more impactful, I thought.
Yes.
Because we didn't get to see until the end of the show, we did not get to see Andor's reaction.
Right.
I kind of wonder if part of his of B2's reaction was that Andor wasn't there.
Maybe
when it happened.
Very good possibility.
So what are your thoughts on the appearance of B2 this time around?
Who are you talking to?
Either one of you. Take your pick.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have that he stands aside from the other droids that we see in Star Wars. That cruel droid kind of trend with L7, and even K2SO with the comedy that's in there. He's he's more of a I would guess you say logical kind of thing, where B2 is really showing some straight emotion, where he wants Marva back, and he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to leave his house, and he convinces what's his name to stick around for another night. Yeah. So
keep referring to him as the big guy.
Very very emotional. So it's definitely need a B2. We all need a B2 emo.
Yeah, we do. Isaac is saying that he wishes he had a droid like that.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Did you like B2 in this episode, Nicole?
Yes, I did. I loved him. I love droids. Well, to a degree, I do love droids. I felt it was very clever of them to go through his perspective. We talked about this last week as we were talking. We know that Marva, her time is coming. And I had said, well, I want her to go out with a bang because I
Yeah.
feel like that's her. She needed boom, you know? And I want to, so it was so interesting, but yet impactful that they went from his perspective. And again, I felt it was very clever and unique. So that makes it different in a good way. And I was very glad that they did. Even though we didn't get the boom and the fireworks, I think the boom and the fireworks is coming in the next episode.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And in that way with Marva, one, I have to mention this because I think it was Ro from Scarif, our podfather of Red 5. I think it was him that he mentioned that what if she wasn't gone? And I had thought about that too. What if they were putting on an act? Well, then what?
I don't know.
Then they're a bunch of jerks because look what they did to the poor droid.
I know.
Really?
I agree. Those jerks.
That poor droid.
I agree. But what if? You know, it's that what if. And then I also thought, what if the boom and the what's coming from Marva, her last stance, without being there, but yet being there, what would that be? You know, we know that she's being put into the wall, right? Brick and mortar.
Maybe they're going to put something else in the wall along with her.
I was getting to that. That's my mind. Great minds think alike. And that is what I was also thinking. What if she's going to give us, they're going to give us the big bang. What if Marva's going to give the big bang, the big boom, and she's going to go, if you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Halfway. Oh my God, my
cat. Not be any peace in that one.
I'm sorry, my cat. I wish I could show you guys my bed. She's so cute. Anyways, but I believe that it's coming. I don't think we've heard the end of Marva. In fact, I think this is also what's going to push Cassie and the rest of the way. And
I don't know. I think he might already be there.
Well, right, but I think this was also part of that. I think it really was like the final nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Yeah.
And B2 emo, so cute. I mean, I love droids, but man, he showed so much emotion. And I think, C-3PO, we've only gotten so much muted emotion from him, or neutral, other than in that last one, The Rise of Skywalker. People, close your ears. It's okay. If you don't like it, it's okay. But when he goes, I'm looking
get over yourself.
I mean, he's looking
not you. I mean, the people who.
So, I love that part, and I think like C-3PO was always, there was some emotion there, but not the same. And this story he just stole my heart. I'm like, oh, great! Now you're like going to be in my top 5 in droid.
Yeah,
I don't need break.
Yeah, there was a part of me that thought that we would see Marva do something. It seemed like she was starting to plan where they caught her underneath the hotel, and at first it was like, man, to have her die off screen was kind of, it felt off to me. But in the end, I think it kind of makes sense to where they're. Deidre is getting everything ready, giving them the permits to in the square. That push I think is going to show that that Marisha said it when we were on, is that where it's just they're putting themselves in a point to try to catch Andor, and they're leaving themselves open to be attacked by the rebellion in the midst. So definitely Ferrix is a powder keg ready to go. And I think this Marva being honored in her ceremony is probably going to be the match.
Yep.
So I'm going to come back to this when we talk about predictions for tomorrow.
Okay.
because I've got something I want to mention. I probably should write a note because I'm going to forget by the time we get to there.
I'm like, now I want to know, Steve. You don't understand.
Okay. So, but the next character that I want to talk a little bit about, because the scene was just so amusing. This isn't the first time we have seen this character in the show, but not only that, it is not the first time we have seen this character in the franchise. And I'm referring to our pal and buddy, Two Tubes.
Oh, what a moment. What a moment.
So we get a scene where Luthen returns to talk with Mr. Guerrera, and they get into this discussion about, you're probably ISB and da 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 da, and he's accusing Luthen, and then it's got to this point where it's like, where are you getting your information? He's like, I got it from Tubes.
Right.
and Tubes is like, what? What are you talking about?
His reaction is great. The hell you just say?
Like, I was waiting for him to go, gone.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a very amusing episode. Or a very amusing scene in the episode. But it was fun to see Two Tubes again. And just this, I don't know if it was meant to be comical or not, but I found it comical.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that was really all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to mention that scene because I thought it was funny as hell.
It was a good scene.
But it also brings up like how ridiculous that the thought of, that Saw has that, Luthen's watching him. He's watching everything. Where it's that ridiculousness of saying, yeah, of course I've been watching Tubes. Tell him, and Tubes going, what?
What?
No.
What?
No, it's that ridiculousness that, Saw, if I've been watching you and I'm ISB, you'd be done already. You wouldn't be as far. Like, who cares if I have somebody watching you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blake says, good old Tubes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy. And then, so our next character, this guy, he doesn't say anything. And he's been mentioned in the show before. But I want to mention that there's a specific reason that I want to mention him. And I am referring to this hologram of Anton Krieger.
Who looks like Todd. See little T.
So
looks like Todd.
There was something that somebody had mentioned on somewhere on social media. They had mentioned that finally fat guys have a character they can cosplay. And I'm like, you're right. You're right.
Right.
I mean, other than cosplaying that Imperial officer from Aldani, we really don't have any characters we can cosplay as. Right. But now we do.
Respectfully, the beard and the head,
Yeah.
Yes.
He definitely has that Todd look, with the head and the beard. But
so he's trying to twin Todd. Got it. So they've been studying the Red 5 Network, watching the WSR, watching Big T Little T. Got it. Yeah. Thank you, Lucas.
Tina has a comment about our previous discussion.
Exactly.
Exactly, Tina.
What'd you say?
You're gonna keep me out of this, man. But Anton Krieger. So
yeah.
Now, do you guys think Anton Krieger is gonna have a place in this show, or is he more of a MacGuffin?
Yes.
To bring that around.
I'm not sure.
This may fall into predictions, but
okay.
So this ploy leading up to capturing or exterminating Anti-Krieger. This is going to be one of the I don't really want to say epic, but one of these big high profile events in the finale that, I mean, just shit's going to hit the fan. Things are going to go nuts. I think, and I guess, another kitty. Oh, that's Glinda again.
Oh,
Okay.
she's being naughty. Well, she wants to play. That's the problem.
That's not naughty. She just wants to play.
Well, yeah, but it requires.
I think that despite all of the secrecy around what's going on with the Empire and keeping secrets between Luthen and Saw Gerrera and everything, I think Krieger knows what's going to go down. I just get this feeling that he's not as dumb as people are making him out to be.
Oh, very good point. He could be
And
playing double agent cards.
Yeah. So he's at the ring that they mentioned, the ring of Kafrene, which we've seen before. And this ship of his just shows up with a dead pilot. Doesn't it seem a little suspicious and a little too convenient that he was out on some kind of run to check out this place that they're going to steal from, and then he just all of a sudden shows up dead? I got to imagine that if he put this guy on that mission, that he knows the guy and he trusts the guy. So the fact that there was some kind of hyperspace issue that messed up the ship, it just seems a little
right.
It just seems a little, I'm not buying that,
Right.
I think Anton Krieger knows at this point that the Empire is on to him.
Hi, Joy.
And that we are going to get a crazy fight.
Agreed.
At this, it's a shipyard that he's wanting to steal from, right? I think it's a shipyard, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So I think we are either going to see what happens at the shipyard or we're going to hear about it.
Right.
And either way, I think the Empire is going to take a very hefty loss.
Yeah.
So
I think, okay, we'll get to predictions. Never mind. We'll get
well,
there.
we're kind of already in predictions. We kind of segued into it from Anton Krieger.
Do we have any more characters to talk about, though?
We don't. But Joy just jumped in the chat room. So welcome back to the chat, Joy. All right. Yeah, no other characters that I had on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a power station that Krieger was.
Right. Okay. That's right. That's right.
So what were you segueing to for predictions?
Oh, that was what I was talking about. I think Anton Krieger I think things are really going to go south for the Empire in the next episode because of this whole Anton Krieger situation.
Are going to go south for the Empire to a degree. I think that the rebels will also still take a little bit of damage.
Oh, for sure.
And that next week's episode is
she's photobombing you.
Pomp and circumstance. Star Wars, I think it's been great and awesome. And I'm expecting quite the battle in the morning. I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting Marvel's going to get one last word in without even being there. So excited for tomorrow's finale, as well as, very importantly, a cliffhanger. We will get some type of cliffhanger because it's got really good. It's going to want to keep us through to next year or whenever they release it, because we've got at least a few months. They don't start filming until next month in December for the next season. So yeah, so it's good. There's going to be quite the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, and it's an extended episode too, isn't it? Like 50 something minutes.
Yeah, 54 minutes and change, I think.
See, growing up, extended to me was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I guess 55 is good.
Yeah.
So I want to mention Ferrix again. because we were talking about that, and I got a little prediction about so Ferrix. Things are going to go south for somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who, but I do predict that a certain character's story arc is going to come to a close tomorrow. And I'm referring to Cyril.
Yeah.
I think that phone call that he got is going to bring him back to Ferrix, and whatever happens there at Ferrix, which is going to be big,
Right.
either way, he's going to get caught in the crossfire, and he is not going to turn out well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to make it.
I'm also not sure if Luthen's going to make it, and that makes me really sad because I think Stellan
I've been
started
saying it.
being
Yeah.
actor, and I'm like, oh, I would love to have him for 2 seasons, though, and it breaks my heart to say it. It really does. It guts me because he's just been so phenomenal. Oh, hold on. Let's not even talk about this. We didn't get any more Andy Serkis this week, and I said, well, that would be nice to see a little bit more just to get closure. So I'm curious if we will get any closure on that tomorrow, or if by showing us that they were on the island but away, but that they lived was the closure, and that maybe Andy Serkis went down with the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just because I wanted Marva and Andy Serkis' character to both go out with a bang each, because they were both well deserving of that, as well as Luthen. Oh man,
I'd like to see him, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we've seen the last of him.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
You don't think?
I'd like to see him, but I think we've seen the last of him.
Yeah.
I think that chapter is closed.
Yeah.
But as far as Luthen, I think it was last week I may have mentioned it. But I mean, even since the first episode, I've been like, he's not going to make it to the whole season. But what I said, I think it was last week. I said he is either going to die in tomorrow's episode, or he's going to die like in the first 5 minutes of season 2.
Which I would hate, because I don't want him to die in the first 5 minutes of the next season. You don't take like this great, amazing, and not one who just gave us this beautiful, like, art.
I'm starting to lean more toward tomorrow's episode, though.
Like, you're gonna know. I'm gonna be like, did you guys watch it? As soon as I watch it, because I will want to talk. I will be all trying to talk about it.
So, DB, do you have any predictions or hopes for tomorrow's episode?
I really think Ferrix is going to be the stamper for the rebellion to really officially start coming together as an alliance. I think that it's the powder keg that's there ready to go. How they are the common people, and that they're the ones that are suffering the wrath of firsthand of the Empire. So I really think that's where we're going to go with that whole storyline. Luthen, he's not going to survive the series as far as I know. I don't think it'll be this episode, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is that he goes out in this one. But I'm really hoping that we see at least a conclusion to some of what's going on, because there is so much happening with Cyril. He left his moon puffs back at home, and he's probably on his way over to Ferrix to screw something up, probably in a very dramatic fashion. It's going to be a big one. I think we're those that were calling for action. I don't see how we're not going to get it in this. And I really think it's going to come down to the square of Ferrix. They made it a point that that's where they're trying to get the permits, and Deidre's kind of, I think, too excited about trying to pull in that atlas with what's going on, or at least a step towards that she's leaving themselves open for a full-on rebel attack.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happens, I think things are going to go south in some way, shape, or form for the Empire. And the ISB is going to be made to look foolish.
Mhm.
What about you, Nicole? Any predictions or hopes?
Well, beyond what I've already said, I would like to also throw out that we have still yet to figure out who Cyril's uncle is. Okay, y'all. Okay, there are reasons why he's been talked about several times, and I think that's still coming, whether it's tomorrow or the next season, which is also a reason why Cyril may or may not be killed. Or is that what it takes for his uncle to be introduced into the series? Also, we have yet to figure out or see who Cassian's sister is. So I think I'm hoping we get that this in some way, because I feel like it's coming. Because that would also make sense. It would connect us to the next one. I want to make sure I made of those. But other than that, pomp and circumstance, battle style tomorrow on Andor. That's what that is what I'm expecting and anticipating. Like DB was saying, the powder is set. It's in there. It's just waiting. Just let's go. Let's have the fireworks. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm ready to try. I swear, if Luthen's gone, I might I'm dreading. I'm already dreading it, whether it's this season or next season. I'm dreading it already because I absolutely loved him as a character.
Yeah, he was a really great character. Mm-hmm. Lots of action I expect out of the episode, and just like you said, I expect a cliffhanger.
Oh, we forgot something very important to talk about. And DB feels very deep about this person. Okay? And I mean, Karen himself. Will he live? Will he die? Who will tell us?
I spoke about this in the Red 5 chat this morning. We're going to see Maury come out and say that Mom is not the mother. And Karen takes, his daughter back to Chandrilla.
You guys think, who was it? Was it on the show the other day that somebody's like, oh, well, it could be that he knew about the marriage thing. Who was that? Was that you this morning?
I really think that he's been in touch with all of that. He's gonna pull aside Mon and make her say it. I know what you're doing. I'm sure he knows about the rebels. He knows about her funneling money. I think he knows all of that, and it's going to come down to just say it. And she has the out now with Leda, embracing the tradition where it makes sense now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yet another subplot in this show that they need to wrap up tomorrow.
Right. Stop adding more. Damn it.
Yeah. There's so much going on in the show. They got to wrap things up. And I don't know
are you talking about Andor, or are you talking about Rogue One Radio?
No, Andor.
Okay. We can just keep going and going.
No, they've got to wrap this thing up, and I don't know how they're going to do it in 50 minutes.
There's a lot to wrap.
I mean, unless it turns out like this episode that feels like it went by like that.
Right.
Hopefully they don't rush it. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll rush it.
We've been on par for a slow burn / little just enough action to whet your appetite a little bit. Yeah. And a couple big moves here and there. So I
love it.
Good.
More.
Yeah, I think it's time we see some stormtroopers. I think that we're going to finally see some stormtroopers show up on Ferrix, and that's probably going to be the.
Wait, didn't we already see stormtroopers, or were those clone troopers?
Yeah, there's a couple stormtroopers. I'm talking about a big old squad of them. Yeah. More than just two walking doing a patrol. So.
Yeah. I can't wait for tomorrow. Let's go.
It's going to be great. So, after we're done, stick around on YouTube. because Extra Star Wars is going to have their thoughts on episode 11 as well. So make sure you stick around and check him out. And then next week, we will be back here at the same time to talk about the finale of Andor. And joining us will be Melanie.
Yay!
Cool.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us and hanging out and having some fun with us. And of course, TB, thanks for dropping by and hanging out with us and talking some Andor.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, you want to close this up, Nicole?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Dragon Buddy, for joining us. Thank you to everybody listening. And thank you for those who are here live in the chat today. And again, we just give you a huge thank you to everybody for subscribing and for sharing the love of us. And we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you guys all back here next week. Bye.
And may the force be with you.
Like a bantha.